Like, I love Florida.
Ooh, look at that AMG GTR Roadster.
We said that literally to a T perfectly.
We are back in Arizona again for a few days with Mike from 312 Supercars, and we've got the keys to the 993, so we'll be spending a bit of time driving this amazing analog Porsche. I was down in Florida with Mike when they bought this 993, and it is pristine, really low miles. Now it's got HRE wheels, lowering springs. These wheels just fit the classic look of the 993 so well. And now we're gonna take it out and grab lunch. Listen to the sounds of opening the door. Just such a satisfying mechanical sound. The way it latches, oh, that's just nice. And this thing is like pristine. So we got a different steering wheel now, but this gray leather with the contrasting blue trim. We'll see it better when we're outside of the parking structure in the daylight. But with that, let's get in, start her up, and head out. It's a Porsche, so you put the key in on the left, clutch in. There, start it up. To neutral. Let's put the windows down. I've spent a bit of time driving the 993 last night and today. I've been around in the car, went for a ride when Mike first bought it, but now actually getting to spend more time with it, and it's really, really growing on me. Initially, I was like, well, it's just an older Porsche, right? The new ones are faster, they're better, and I knew people talked about the more engaging experience and the fact that it's smaller. That's the other really big thing you notice. Just sitting here, if you had a passenger, the proximity. I can reach over and open the passenger door. And like a brand new 992, that thing is massive in comparison, so such a different feel. And driving it too, the weighty steering, the way the shifter, the throw, the clutch, and everything, it's just such a cool experience. So I'm gonna share more of what it's just like to have some time with the 993 Carrera. Parking brake off, or in neutral. Under 19,000 miles, 18,967. So that's pretty low miles for a 1996 Porsche 911. Check out that blue interior leather on the dashboard here, contrasting with a nice silver gray. It's a really cool spec, really unique. Just such a simple interior. And then we have Mike there in a BMW 530i that's been up-badged to an M5 CS. It's got lowering springs on it. I don't think we can hear you.
I was more concerned with the street sweeper than your car. It actually probably has more horsepower than the 993.
I'm gonna take the cars for a quick little drive out towards Lake Bartlett, set up a couple GoPros. We'll talk about it and see what it's like. I'm excited to experience what this 993 is like on some curvy roads. This is by no means a full review because this is more like a living with a day with the 993. I don't have all the specs and numbers and how much power it makes and what the suspension geometry is. So we'll just take it out and enjoy it. That's what these cars are for, right? Mikey will take the M5 CS and I get to drive a 993. Here's something I didn't know about the 993. Check out the wiper blades. It's like double, but they move in the same sweep. That's like one on top of each other. That's kind of weird. I've never been as interested or knowledgeable with older cars. It just hasn't been my main focus. I'm not exactly sure why it is. I have a feeling it's just what I've been exposed to, the cars that I was experiencing. When I grew up, even now, my family, my parents, they really don't have any interest in vehicles beyond transportation from A to B. And over the years doing the YouTube car review stuff, it was always just getting exposure to the newest vehicles. From dealerships, now with manufacturers, press cars, it's the latest and greatest. And I developed an interest myself. The latest technology, the most performance, most cutting edge this and that. Now getting to spend a little more time with an older car, a 993 Porsche 911, it's the Carrera 4S, I'm starting to see maybe I missed out on a little bit of it. There's the appeal. It's very, very, very different. So the 993 by this point is 4 generations old. We're on the 992 right now, and the 991 before it, the 997, the 996, and then the 993, which when you run through that, you're like, who decided to name the generations in this order? There's like no, I don't know if there's any logic anymore. But this is the 993 Carrera 4S. It's by no means the fastest thing out there anymore. It's not a turbo model. It's not one of the GT models. I was following behind Mike in the M5 CS, but he's a couple car lengths ahead. I can't even see him anymore because that thing makes twice the horsepower of a C4S. But this thing has a lot of appeal. I've started to like it quite a lot. It's the analog feeling. And how do you describe what an analog feeling car is like. It's just a connection between you, the driver, and the machine, the mechanical input. It's a combination of the sounds, the vibrations, the feelings, and most importantly, the result from the input you put in. The steering feel is heavy. This is heavy steering compared to modern electric power steering, steer-by-wire, that type of stuff. And it has so much feedback. Just the way the steering wheel responds, and it feels like alive. And as you make an input and you make a turn, it responds with a result on the front end. And that's something a lot of newer cars, not all of them, a lot of newer cars don't seem to have anymore. Just the weight of it itself too. Unlike some other, like my R8, I could drive with one finger. Like, it's so easy and light. Then there's the overall feel of the car, the size. People always are like, oh, the new 911s are getting so much bigger and bigger, and you see the pictures of a 991 next to like an old 930 or something, and you see the difference in the tires and the overall dimensions of the car, and you're like, yeah, okay, they're bigger and bigger. It wasn't until I went from a 992 Turbo S, and then the next Porsche I got into was the day that Mike bought this car, and I was like, wait, this car is tiny. I can reach across and open the passenger door. You're sitting shoulder to shoulder with the passenger or the driver. And then you really start to understand, okay, this is what they mean when the cars used to be smaller. It's crazy how much bigger the new cars have gotten. I already said, this car is not fast, naturally aspirated. I mean, I'm going on some curvy roads out here outside of Scottsdale, Arizona, and flooring it there. That's 4,000 RPM, 5,000 RPM. It's not a fast car, but it's more fun to drive a slow car fast and a fast car slow. You can run out to red line without quintupling the speed limit. Second gear. 7,000 RPM, a shift, and we keep going. The way the shifter feels too, the longer throws, you have to be very deliberate with it, but it also echoes to the newer Porsches in terms of the feel, the mechanical feel of it. They're just so mechanically perfect, ergonomically fantastic. The word linear was invented to describe the way Porsche naturally aspirated engines rev out and deliver power. It's just, this doesn't have any sort of shove that you expect now with the newer forced induction cars. You just run it to redline and it gradually increases in speed. The way the clutch feels too, it's heavier. It's got a very different feel in terms of the travel. The pedals are really close in the 993, kind of towards the center. The steering wheel is a little bit offset, it feels. Seating position took me a little bit to get used to also. Adjustability wise, the steering wheel I believe is fixed, and this one has an aftermarket Momo steering wheel, which I think fits the character of the car perfectly fine. It's so different from the brand new 992, but there's still little peaks of the DNA that I am now seeing in the 993 that I've experienced in 997s, 991s, 992s. The traditional Porsche cluster of the 5 circular dials, ignition on the left side, putting the key in, the mentioned feel of the shifter. Oh my God, the scenery here is beautiful too. I love Arizona. I'm always happy when I'm out here, not only because I've got so many friends here, always doing fun car stuff here, but this is such a cool car to experience this road on. Wow, the scenery is beautiful. Now let's talk a little bit more about this car specifically. Mike and his dad, Dr. K, when they first told me they found a 993 to buy as a Carrera 4S down in Florida, and they told me it was clean, I was like, oh, that's cool. Must be a pretty nice car, right? This is very, very clean. Under 20,000 miles. It's under 19,000 miles, actually. I might roll over 19,000 miles on the drive back. It's at 18,996 miles. Pristine. Very, very well taken care of. The exterior is just nice, clean silver. It does have a couple of modifications on it. HRE wheels, a classic design language for the wheels, like a split 5-spoke, not even split, just a 5-spoke star design. I think it looks really good. It's lowered on lowering springs, the steering wheel, and then I believe that's it. It was just serviced and ready to drive and enjoy. There's just something about a Porsche Flat 6 too. These are long sweeping turns, so not squiggly canyon roads, which would also probably be fun in this car. It's just so small and light. Doesn't have the grip levels or the confidence of a brand new car on modern, really modern tires and modern suspension and things like that. No, definitely not. It feels a little more squirmy. Driving this car around town, I went to grab coffee this morning, and it became like a more special occasion. I was excited. If I were to take the M5 CS I mean, that car is extremely fast. That's all-wheel drive on demand. You can put it in rear-wheel drive mode. Like, that's like the latest technology. But this just felt more special. That would have just been my cocoon of luxury and power going there. This just going from 0 to 45 miles an hour feels like more of an experience. It was more fun. It was engaging. I think that's what these older cars represent. Art and enjoyment of driving, not commanding every last tenth of a second, not bringing you all the latest luxury and tech features, just connect you with the car. I don't know if the radio works actually. I don't think we've turned the radio on at all. The simplicity of it is really, really appealing. All these new cars have more and more and more and more and more. So in this car, not even turning the radio on. I haven't been listening to music, just driving and enjoying. We'll stop here, take some pictures. Maybe I'll film on the way back too. But just, thanks Mike. Thanks for letting me try out the 993. We've just jumped into the opposite of the 993, a brand new M5 CS, a big turbocharged German luxury sedan. That being said, this is one of the best driving sedans I have ever been in. It's a beast. We're gonna take the 993 to grab lunch, and we are flying out this afternoon.
Sorry, I made a mess of it like I'm 5. Oh, God.
This priceless, pristine 993 just being used as a recycling bin.
You just call that just an M5's F90 M5 CS? I think I just heard the words, oh, just an M5 CS. You ungrateful soul. I know, guys, I know what you're thinking, right? Where the hell has Mike been? I know you've had to put up with this guy for the last 2 months since Indy. And let me tell you guys, it's been painful to be away from my fan base, my loyal subscribers.
This is going on my channel.
I'm sorry, guys, I probably sound like a raging douchebag. I'm really not.
I really like this car. I've really grown to like this car a lot. It's just such a refreshingly analog experience. It's just so simple.
But this car's like, you know, besides being analog, I like the spec. Like the silver and then the blue and gray interior, I love that. And obviously, you know, being a 6-speed, it's cool. And it's also got the sunroof too, which I think a lot of them did have, but...
Okay, that's the other, I mean, this is almost a 30-year-old car and it's got I rolled over 19,000 miles when we were coming back.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them with like 30, 40,000 miles trading for like upper 100s now, low 200s, which, I mean, understandably, I don't know, the market's a little crazy right now, but...
We're gonna get lunch.
Hop Daddy, I'm taking Eddie there. If you're in Scottsdale or around the Arizona area, there's a couple of them. I don't know. It's
not a paid product placement?
Yeah, not a paid product placement, but their sage honey sweet potato fries are amazing, and their Good Night Good Cause burger is amazing as well. So I will stop talking now, rambling on. You guys are probably so glad that I'm gonna shut up, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. For your first time driving manual, you're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. This is my 8th time driving manual for the first time.
I love Scottsdale. It's growing on me so much. I've always been a Naples fanboy. Like, I love Florida.
Ooh, look at that AMG GTR Roadster.
We said that literally to a T perfectly. Wow. We are living in the Matrix, guys.
It's because we're soulmates. It's not fast, but it's fun. It's like, it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow.
Yes.
Like, this makes under 300 horsepower from the factory, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's 264 horsepower, I want to say.
Is that what it is?
I want to say.
There are family sedans that make more power now.
A Honda Civic makes more, I think.
Yeah.
We just arrived at Hop Daddy here, and we're going to give you guys a little quick food vlog. And I'm just going to get Eddie just chowing down on a burger.
Diet starts tomorrow for the 16th time in a row. Look at this thing. The lowering springs, the HRE wheels, which just fit the overall aesthetic of this car so well. All right, we're gonna get some food. Oh, we'll lock this. There you go. I swear the diet starts again tomorrow after we go to Gibson's tonight for dinner. What?
My hands are dirty like I'm a 5-year-old. My voice just cracked. Hot honey, sweet potato sage. Amazing. And the truffle fries. Hold on. Ready?
This is why they have an entire roll of paper towels here. All right, before the hands get way too messy, that's a burger. That's a burger without a bun. He's being healthy. Maybe I'll do it without a bun too. All right, we're gonna eat. Take the 993, gotta run a couple errands, gotta pack. I have a meeting to call into in like 15 minutes, and then we are off back to Chicago. So quick experience with the 993. I'm gonna wrap this vlog up outside. Here's a 991 parked next to the 993. Look at the size difference across the generations. Look how much smaller it is. That is quite remarkable. A quick vlog with the 993. We are heading out of Arizona in a couple of hours, but we will be back spending more time with the 993 from Through and Two Supercars. Ton of fun. Thanks, Mike. Hey, there he is. Say some
size difference between you and I.
That's actually very true also.
Holy crap.
Check out Through and Two Supercars, Instagram, me on YouTube, Instagram, all the things. We'll see you guys next video. Behold
The med school dropout trust fund enters his Porsche 911 with wheels that cost more than my future.